Okay. Let's start off another method in resolution of partnership. Last sum we're going to do in resolution of partnership, which is relative capital method. Under piecemeal distribution, there were two methods, maximum loss and relative capital. Maximum loss we finished yesterday. Those who are watching recording, please go watch that first, because I explained what is the logic of piecemeal. Why we are doing piecemeal, we explained. I gave you a format of one statement and I told you for both the methods it's the same format, except for settlement of partners alone we either use maximum loss or relative capital. So if somebody is watching this directly, go watch the part 1 or find that video and go see that. You will find the link in description. Now come back to relative capital method. Relative capital method, we have one sum in the study mat. We are going to do that sum, but I have to first explain the concept to you, the concept of relative capital. Okay. Now, in this method, payment of liabilities is going to be the same. I will pay the liabilities as such. Only when it comes to payment of partners' capital, we have to adopt a different method. In maximum loss method, what assumption we did? We assume that this is the last payment and then we found out what was the maximum loss and share that loss. Correct? Here, we are going to do a different concept. Let's take the illustration given in the book first before I go to the sum. I have three partners A, B, C. Their capital is 15,000, 18,000 and 9,000. Let me write it this way, sorry. A, B, C. How much, guys? 15, 18, 9,000. It's an illustration in the book. Example, profit sharing ratio is 2:1. Okay. This facts like this will be there in every question, guys. Now, look at this. What we are understanding, by looking at this, this is the capital, this is the profit sharing ratio. This method has only one extra working note apart from the normal statement we are going to do. What they are saying, for 1 rupee of profit, see, imagine the company earns 5 rupees profit. How much will A take? 2. How much will B take? 2. How much will C take? 1. Correct? Any doubts in this? No. C, for 1 rupee profit in the business, he gave a capital of 9,000, meaning all the sums we have done, we keep profit sharing ratio separately, we keep capital separately. We don't read them together. Correct? Imagine my profit sharing ratio is 1:1, but my capital, A gave 70,000, B gave 7,000. Does it make sense? Will you do partnership with somebody? They are saying we will do 1:1, but you give 70,000, I will give 7,000. Will you accept? If profit sharing ratio is equal, capital also should be equal. Ideally, will you agree for a partnership like that? But look at this. In this business, they have kind of fooled C. For 1 rupee profit, that fellow Pavam, he invested 9,000 rupees. So I want to find out for every 1 rupee of profit, how much capital everybody invested. So what I will do, I am just going to divide capital by profit. So I am going to divide this. Are you following? So I will tell for every rupees 1 in profit, A invested how much? 7,500. B invested 9,000. C invested 9,000. Are you following, guys? Now who is the smart person between A, B, C? A. For 1 rupee profit, he invested only 7,500. B and C are the fools who invested 9,000 for every rupee of profit. So, while repaying, whom you will repay first? A or B or C? B and C, because B and C paid more. Correct? So, I will tell, B and C will tell, we were the ones who made mistake. A, you were smart. Ideally, we also should have given only 7,500, but we gave 9,000. So what they are saying, let us take A's capital as base. Let us take A's capital as base. We should have invested 7,500 only. So what should have been the capital if the capital is in the ratio of 2:2:1? So I will write revised capital. If capital is in the ratio of 2:2:1, how to find that? If I need 2 rupees profit, for 1 rupee profit I am giving 7,500. Then for 2 rupees I should invest how much? A correctly gave 15,000. Now B is saying I also should have not invested 18,000. If I invested 7,500, if I wanted 2 rupees, I should have invested 15,000. Correct? C also is saying, you are right, I invested 9,000. No, I should have invested only 7,500. So they are saying the capital should have been 15,000, 15,000, 7,500. But actually it is 15,000, 18,000, 9,000. So A is saying, okay, fine. Now I will be silent. My capital is 15,000. It should have been 15,000. So totally, I didn't give anything extra. B is saying, correct, you are right. Capital should have been 15,000. But like a fool, I gave 18,000. So how much extra I gave? 3,000. C is saying, then don't leave me. I also gave extra of 1,500. Both of them gave extra how much? 3,000 and 1,500. This extra also should be in the ratio of 2:1. I'll explain extra. Now, this is called the excess capital. This extra also is in the ratio of 2:1 now. So it's fine. So it is fine. What if instead of 3,000, this was 5,000, 1,500? Then again we have to repeat the step to find excess of excess. We will do that in the next step. For now you stop with 3,000 and 1,500. So look at this. How much B gave extra? B gave extra how much, guys? 3,000. How much C gave extra? 1,500. Correct? So while repaying, the provisions are saying, if I have only 1,000 rupees left, whom I will repay first? Nothing for A. I will give only B and C both gave extra, and both my extra is in the ratio 2:1. So I will give this 1,000 to B and C in the ratio of 2:1. Until this 4,500 is repaid, A will not get anything. Are you following, guys? Understanding? So while repaying, I will repay like this. This is the sum. Are you getting it, guys? Now let's go to the main sum. Illustration 8. Let's do it. The sum will actually be the same till you come to payment of partner's capital. Till then, I will only keep paying my liabilities. You have to prepare one working note like this, excess of excess capital. Follow, guys. Let's start off with the sum as usual. When that part comes, I will again prepare this working note. Only one difference we are going to have is, if this 3,000 and 1,500 is not in the ratio 2:1, you have to again repeat the above step. You have to keep repeating until the excess is in this ratio. Are you understanding logic, guys? Everybody clear? Let's go to the sum. Illustration 8. There are more complications here. Thankfully, we don't have that in the study mat. Okay. A partnership was dissolved on 30th of June. The balance sheet was on balance sheet on that date was as follows. You have cash and sundry assets. You have the 3 capital that I have to pay, and you have liabilities. Fine. Just like the same sum I can solve using piecemeal or maximum loss. I told you, guys, the same sum we can solve using piecemeal, maximum loss, or normal sum itself. Okay. The assets were realized in installments. That's the whole concept of piecemeal. And the payments were made on proportionate capital basis. Creditors were paid 29,000 in full settlement of their account. So creditors, I have to pay 30,000, but they are taking only 29,000. Expense of realization estimated to be 5,400, but actually it was only 4,000. And then this amount was paid on 15th of September. How many installments we have? 3 installments where money came, and their loss ratio is 2:1. Again, we have to open the same statement. Can we open it, guys? Let's do it together. Okay. How many of you studying relative capital for the first time? Almost full class. Same statement. Easy sum, guys. Particulars. I told you template. What's the template? First you will write particulars followed by cash. Big column for particulars followed by cash. After that, all the creditors in the same order of payment. First sundry creditors are first loan. Loan, because this is loan of B. This is loan of B. So I will write first the external liabilities first, correct? So first I will pay creditors, then I will pay loan of B, then only I will pay A, B, C. Correct, guys? Let me write the opening balances. Opening cash how much? 10,800. Creditors? Creditors is how much? 30,000. But we have to pay them only 29,000. 1,000 is discount. So, but let me write the opening balance as it is. Loan of B is 10,000. ABC, A is 76,000. B is 48,000. C is 36,000. Are you guys following? Hello? Now, before even I go to the first installment, existing cash I have to use up. First cash I will use for what? No. Expense. I have to keep it aside for expense, guys. We missed in the previous sum, correct? So, expense here is how much? It is actually 4,000, but I don't know now. I know that only on 15th of September. So, I have to keep aside reserve cash for expenses. How much? How much, guys? Reduce 5,400. At the same time, creditors gave me a discount of 1,000. I don't have to pay that. That also I have to reduce of discount received. How much, guys? 1,000. Are you following? Now I will write revised balance. Revised balance after above adjustments. So revised cash is how much? 5,000. Revised creditors is 29,000. Loan is 10,000. 76,000. 48,000. 36,000. Are you following till here, guys? After this, what I will do next? Cash paid to creditors. So minus 5,400 minus 5,400. Again I will write revised balance. I am doing in detail, so you will understand every step. Now what is the revised balance of cash? 0. Revised creditor is 20. 23,600. 10,000 is same. 76,000. 48,000. 36,000. Done, guys. After this only you are getting the first installment. First installment is how much? 25,200. So I will write first installment 25,200. This 25,200 who will take? Creditors and loan. So I will reduce up to over here 23,600. Loan how much I will reduce? 1,600. Correct? Nothing for capital. So I will write balance after first installment. Cash will of course become 0 because I use the cash. Creditors become 0. Loan becomes how much, guys? 8,400, 76,000, 48,000, 36,000. I'm yet to touch capital. Till here, like I told you, relative capital method or maximum loss method, no change, same, copy paste. Okay. Next we will go to second installment. So I will write down second installment. Second installment, how much I am getting? How much? 60,000 I am getting. Okay. First you pay off whom? Loan. How much? 8,400. Partners we will decide later. So now you write down balance before paying partners. After paying liabilities, before paying partners. How much cash I have? 51,600. Liability became 0. Partners is 76,000. 48,000. 36,000. Are you following? Okay. Now the question is this. This 51,600 only I have left. But I have to pay 76,000, 48,000, 36,000. Correct? To pay this, how to pay? Who should get how much? Relative capital method will answer. Are you following, guys? Everybody clear? So for this I will come down to a working note. Working note 1. I have to prepare one separate working note till the end before you can go back there. So I will write down particulars. What is the partners? ABC or PQ? ABC. How much? 76,000, 48,000, 36,000 capital. From here I want you to participate with me. Okay. I will give you time to copy. Recording students participate because this table only is the unique concept in this method. What is the profit sharing ratio? 2:1. Now this is 1, this is 2, 3. 3 is called capital per unit of profit. It's called capital per unit of profit. Capital per unit of profit, guys. We will divide 1 divided by 2. 1 divided by 2. How much you will get? 38,000, 24,000, 36,000. 38, 24, 36. Let's check that once. 38, 24, 36. Perfect. Okay. What do you mean by this? Let me explain. For every 1 rupee of profit, how much A invested? Loudly. 38,000. How much B invested? 24,000. How much C invested? 36,000. Who is the smart one? B. B for 1 rupee profit invested only 24,000. Others are fools. They invested 38,000 and 36,000 for 1 rupee profit. So everybody is saying, no. I want my capital also to be in the ratio of profit sharing ratio. All these days be enjoyed. At least at the time of dissolution, you pay me first. So what would have been my capital if I also contributed just like B? So what should have been the capital? We will call that as revised or required capital, keeping B as base. B is saying, okay, I will be silent. All these days I enjoyed. Now it's your time. So B should have invested how much, guys? 48,000. 24,000 for one profit share. But he is investing. He wants 2 rupees. So 24,000 into 2. Same way A also is saying, see, I would have invested 24,000. Now if I should have invested 24,000, A will tell 24,000 into 2 how much? 48,000. C will tell 24,000. Are you following this, guys? Are you understanding this part? Sorry? Explain. A. Basically, A actually invested 76,000. which is not correct, because he invested 38,000 per unit of profit, per rupee of profit. When you looking at B invested only 24,000. So A is saying, if I invested like you, how much I would have invested? If I invested, everybody are saying, because B is the smart one, if everybody wants to be smart, if I invested like B, how much I will invest? So A is saying, that means I should invest only 24,000. I want how much profit share? 2. So I will invest 24,000 into 2, I will invest only 48,000. Are you getting it, guys? B has anyway invested only 48. C is saying, Anavasyama, unnecessary, I invested 36,000 for 1 rupee. I should have invested only 24,000. So now we want to find out, okay, how much excess they contributed, each of them. Look at this. A should have contributed only 76. He gave how much? 76 for 2 units. But he should have given only 48 for 2 units. So how much extra A gave? 76 minus 48. So I will write excess capital. How much, guys? 28,000 is the excess capital of A. What is the excess capital of B? Nothing. He gave correctly. What is the excess capital of C? 12,000. Are you guys following? So A and C are saying, until you repay my excess capital, no 1 rupee also should not go to B. So first A should get back how much? 28,000. C should get back how much? 12,000. Then only the rest will get that money. Okay. But now A and C are comparing among themselves. A and C are comparing among themselves. A is saying, both A and C are fools because they gave more money. Now who is the bigger fool? Between A and C, we have to see. So again I will write the profit sharing ratio between A and C. Okay, 2:1. Repeat the step. Profit sharing ratio. I will find capital per unit. You will find how much, guys? 14,000 and 12,000. 14,000 and 12,000. Here, follow carefully. 14,000 and 12,000. Here, A is saying, follow very carefully. Now the new capital is 28,000 and 12,000. Both of us gave extra. But who gave more extra? A. A is saying, see, C is saying, for 1 rupee, I gave only 12,000 rupees. But for 1 rupee, you gave 14,000 rupees. You are the bigger fool. Excess la excess. Both of us gave extra, but who gave more extra? A. So now I will again keep, A is saying, I will keep you as the base. If you are the base, I will find a revised capital. C will still remain at 12,000. A is saying, I should have given only 24,000, correct? Which is nothing but 12,000 into 2. I should have given 24,000. Now look at this very carefully. I will explain the logic over here. Look at this very, very carefully, guys. What is the excess capital of A and C? 28,000 and 12,000. Now, what ratio is this? It's not in 2:1. So we found out for every 1 rupee of excess capital, 1 rupee profit of excess capital, C gave 12,000, A gave 14,000. I am still a fool. I shouldn't have given 14,000. It would have been sufficient if I gave only 12,000. At least I could have compared my foolishness with C. I am now a bigger fool by 2,000 rupees because I gave 2,000 extra. So he is saying I should have given only 12,000. So if I gave only 12,000 extra per unit, for 2 units I will get 24,000. If I gave 24,000 extra instead of 28,000, then the excess would have been in the ratio of 2:1 now. 24,000 and 12,000. I will again repeat this part. Look at this. The excess is 28,000 and 12,000. Both of us gave extra, but our extra is not in the ratio of 2 is to 1. So to make it in the ratio of 2 is to 1, I am saying for 1 rupee extra, I should have paid only 12,000. So if I paid only 12,000 for 1 rupee extra, for 2 rupees extra, I should have paid only 24,000. I should have paid 24,000. If I paid 24,000 extra, if A paid 24,000 extra, if C paid 12,000 extra, our ratio would have been 2 is to 1. But how much extra I paid? 28 instead of 24. So again, excess is how much? 4,000. For 28,000, 24 is 4,000. So A is saying, overall I paid 4,000 more extra than you. So look at this. B paid, what is B's total capital? 48,000. Write it as it is. Okay. What is A's capital? 76,000. What is C's total capital? 36,000. Who paid the most extra? A. How much extra? 4,000. Now I will write. Okay. A is saying, Nada irikradile nariya kurta. Highest extra. Remove that extra. So now you will still get 48,000, 72,000, 36,000. Now after this 4,000, what was this? Is excess on excess. We call this extra la extra. What is the actual extra they gave? 28,000 and 12,000. So for A, 28 la already 4 removed. Already 4 removed, guys. So now I will remove 24 for A. For C, I will remove 12,000. What is the revised capital? Sorry? Should remove? You should remove 28, but the 28 includes 4,000. So first I will pay 4,000. Now you get how much? 48,000, 48,000, 24,000. Now is the capital in the ratio 2 is to 2 is to 1. Now let me explain this. How to repay the capital? The partners paid 48,000, 76,000 and 36,000. First I will pay whom? A. How much? 4,000. Till I pay 4,000 to A, others should sit silent. Others will sit. After I pay 4,000 to A, now the revised capital will become 48,000, 72 and 36. Now I will pay A and C how much? 24,000 and 12,000. After I pay A and C 24 and 12,000, then the revised capital of ABC becomes 48,000, 48,000, 24,000. Now the capital has reached 2 is to 2 is to 1. After this, you will continue to pay them in the ratio 2 is to 2 is to 1. I basically want to bring their capital in the ratio 2 is to 2 is to 1. Until it comes to 2 is to 2 is to 1, I am removing the excess paid. Are you following up? Understanding, guys? Delhi understanding? Hurry. So, first to whom I will pay? A, how much? 4,000, not 28. 28 is what I should pay. But in the 28, first I will pay 4,000. Then after paying to 4,000, they will be left with 24 and 12. So, imagine I have only 1,000 rupees left. Who will take that? A will take full 1,000. Imagine I have only 3,000 rupees left. Who will take that? A will take full 3. Imagine I have only 5,000 rupees left. Who will take that? 4,000 A will take. Remaining 1,000, 24,000, 12,000. I will start in the ratio 2 is to 1 until this becomes 0. Are you following, guys? Clear? Now let's go back to our statement. Keep this in mind. This working only is there in the book also. Same dabba. So that's what we computed. Look at this final conclusion as per book. First fourth distribution sequence. First 4,000 will be paid to A. Next 24,000 and 12,000 for A and C in the ratio of 2 is to 1. After this, others will be paid 2 is to 2 is to 1. Are you following, guys? Let's go back to our table. Same dabba is there here. Exactly what I did with the presentation thing. So this you have to do for any sum. This only will carry bulk of the sums. Marks, sorry. So if I come here, how much money I have? 51, 600. In this, who will take first? A. So I will reduce first the A share. How much? 4,000. And I will reduce for A 4,000. Are you following up? Now you find the balance after paying A. Do it multiple times, no problem, so that you don't make mistake. After paying A 4,000, how much is left? 47, 600 here, 72,000 here, 48,000 here, 36,000. Are you following, guys? Next, who will take? A and C, how much? So I will reduce for A 24,000, I will reduce for C 12,000. So my cash also will reduce by 36,000. Now how much cash you have left? I am left with a cash of, write the English well, cash left after excess capital paid 11,600. Now look at the capital, 48,000, 48,000, 24,000. Are you following now? Are you getting it, guys? 11,600, 48,000, 48,000, 24,000. Now after this 11,600 who will take? All three will take in the ratio of 2:2:1. How much? I will reduce 11,600, 46, 4640, 46, 2320. Now what is the revised balance? 0, 43,360 for A, 43,360, 21,680. Following, guys? Okay. Now last installment, how much we got? Third installment, how much? 80,000. But read the question carefully. Last installment we got 80,000, and they also told expense was estimated 5,400, but actuals, this amount was paid on 15 September, which matches my last installment. That means in the start of the sum, how much cash you saved for expense? 5,400, but the actual expense was only 4,000. That means you will get back how much? 1,400. That means last installment available cash is 81,400, which is my 80,000 plus 1,400, which I didn't use in the starting. Correct? Are you following, guys? Now this 81,400, how I will share? To the three people in the ratio of 2:2:1. What is the value, guys? 32,560. 32,560, 16,280. Can you tell me the closing? 10,000, 10,800, 5,400. Is this the answer that you have? Now check if this loss is in the ratio of 2:2:1. It's in the ratio of 2:2:1. This is the amount I cannot pay them. They will bear this loss. It's in the ratio of 2:2:1. This is your relative capital method. Easier. Which is easy? Relative capital or maximum loss? Both. I don't know, but either, anything can come in exam. Both will not come in the same attempt. Okay. This is a little easy sum worth 10 marks. There are some complications. Interval they used to ask. Out of every installment, 1% will be taken by liquidator expense. So what they will do, every time we get installment, how much we got installment here? 80,000. In that you should remove 1% for liquidator expense. Are you following, guys? We used to have sums. Every installment la 1% we will remove. Like that they will complicate here and there in expenses. Otherwise, the core concept of this one will remain the same. This is not going to change. Which one? This table. This one is the new table, correct? This will not change. Now same sum, if you solve in normal method, will you get the same answer? Can we quickly try that? I will just prepare only realization account. Go to the question, look at this. First I am transferring sundry assets. How much? 2 asset, 1,89,200. Liability I am transferring by creditors, by A's loan 10,000. Okay, B's loan, sorry, by B's loan 10,000. Now expense is how much? Actual expense how much? No, actual expense 4,000. So entry will be realization to bank. So I will write here to bank 4,000. How much creditors are paid? Only 29,000. How much loan is paid? Full 10,000 we paid off. Correct. So, and how much assets are realized? Compute the total of all 3 installments. How much you are getting? All 3 installments if you total 1 lakh. So I will write here by bank 1,65,200. Let me explain the account what I have done. Basically, liabilities I have transferred on the credit side, assets I have transferred on the debit side. I am doing settlement of expense and liabilities. Settlement of expense, settlement of liabilities. Asset realized is 1,65,200. Now can you find the total loss? Total loss 20. Can you split this in the ratio 2:2:1? 10,800, 10,800, 5,000. Okay. Is this answer tallying with this? So you can cross check your answer in exam. It will just take you hardly 2 minutes to prepare this roughly. This is assuming all the sums of realization, you are assuming that the whole amount is realized on the same day. But if it comes as piecemeal, how to give? You will give it like this. Are you following, guys? Easy. With this we are done with relative capital method and we are done with our full resolution. Thank you, guys. Okay.